Welcome back, kiddos. Ran out of time on that first piece of the reach time and our student planners. So just a couple of minutes to make sure we get everything covered and all of your questions answered. After the video is complete, your teachers are going to run through some things with you, put some things in your planners, uh, walk you through how this is all going to work tomorrow and answer any questions that you might have. Before we got cut off, we were talking about priority days. Uh, so what I want to do now is a couple other questions that always come up. Uh, what happens if I have multiple stamps and none of them are priority stamps? Or what if I have multiple stamps and there are multiple core classes? So I want to take a second and address this. And I want to address it with the example you see right here on the side. You see a student's planner, and it is Thursday that we're going to look at. So Thursday's right here. And if you recall, Thursday, the priority is language arts. So let's take a look, and we're going to look for a priority. If there's a priority there, if there's a language arts stamp, that's where you will go. So let's look. We have Anderson, who is PE. That's not a language arts teacher. We have Mrs. Yagi, that is keyboarding. Again, she is not a language arts teacher. And finally, we have Mrs. Jones-Janice, who is a CCA teacher and not a language arts teacher. So you can see that on this particular Thursday, we've looked to see if is there a priority that stamped us on Thursday. The answer would be no. So where do I go, Mr. Howell? Well, the next thing we're going to look to see if any of those classes, any of these stamps represent core areas. Our core areas would be math, science, language arts. We've already determined there's no language arts because that was the priority. So Anderson was PE, Yagi was keyboarding, and Jones-Janice was CTE. So we don't have any core classes where I've been stamped on this Thursday. So basically, students, if you haven't been stamped for priority and you haven't been stamped for a core class, then you're going to choose which of these three you believe as a student is most important for you to attend on that particular day. Okay? This is where you get to use your own individual responsibility to make a good decision. Are you making up a test? Are you taking an assessment for the first time? Do you need to be retaught? Take a good look at why perhaps you've been stamped, and then go to the class that you think, as a student, you're going to benefit the most from. Okay? Let's say that let's just pretend for a second that we have this same Thursday, which is a language arts priority, but instead of Anderson, Yagi, and Jones, let's say we now have Anderson, Yagi, and Stewart. So we have Anderson, who's a PE, not a priority day and not a core. We have Yagi, non-priority, non-core. And we have Stewart, not Jones, but Stewart, who is math, okay? Not a priority day for math, but math is a core. We are going to ask you, students, to go to your core stamped class on those particular days. And again, as we start this process, if you have questions about these things, ask a teacher, ask an administrator, ask a counselor, ask a secretary in the main office so that you are not confused as to where you're supposed to be during reach. We want you where you need to be so that you can get the most benefit from that. So if you have a multiple stamp, we're going to go in this order. Check to see if it's a priority. If it's not a priority, check to see if there's a core class involved. And lastly, if there's no core class involved, it's not a priority day, then as a responsible student, based on what you need you'll determine where it is you'll go for reach that particular day based on the scenario that we just talked about. Again, if you have questions, please ask. Please, please ask. Once you get to your reach class, whether it's a class you've been stamped for or it's your reach time homeroom class, you will stay in that reach class the entire period. Okay, so let's say it is a Tuesday. I've been stamped in my math class and my PE class. Tuesday is math priority. I must go to math. I will get scanned in. That's how attendance is taken during reach. I will get scanned into my reach class, and I will participate in whatever that teacher has planned for me on that particular day. Again, it might be I'm being retaught a concept or a skill. I may be reassessed on a concept or a skill. I may be involved in some kind of extension activity. Once you're scanned into a reach class, you stay there even if you finish your work. So let's say you go into math, you needed to retake a test, you retake the test, and there's still 20 minutes of reach left. You will stay in that math class until the school day ends. So make sure, students, that you always have your supplies with you, and especially make sure during reach you have your Just Right book with you, or that book you are currently reading. For days like we just discussed, when perhaps you get done early, or days during homeroom time where your teacher has given you time to read, or on Fridays when we expect every single student in the building, unless they've been stamped for a priority, every single student and adult in the building will be reading. School-wide reading time is every Friday during reach. So make sure you always have your Just Right book with you. I hope this has helped you, students, understand the importance of having your planner with you to school every single day. I hope this has helped shed some light on what reach is all about. Teachers, if you will now take some time, answer any questions, go through the planner with the students and show them where to place their stickers and their barcode items, and give them any additional information that you believe might be useful as we prepare for reach time stamping to begin tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Wednesday, which means it will be a science priority day. Have a great rest of the day. So glad to have everyone here at Fossil Ridge. We've gotten off to a fantastic start. Let's keep the ball rolling. Challenge yourself to do the very best you can. If you believe it, you can achieve it. It's a great day to be a T-Rex.